Hello and welcome to today's MoneyFit live webinar. My name is Todd Christensen, Education Manager at MoneyFit by DRS. Today's topic, consumer credit during and after COVID-19. We're going to talk about how to protect and build your credit in 2020 and beyond. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Here's the principle that we're working with, is making sure that we understand our priorities as far as credit goes during COVID. Of course, health and safety should always be of priority when we're talking about national emergencies or even talking about other disasters. But taking care of your credit is going to be pretty critical, and there are some tools in place to help us in these extraordinary times. Okay, so before 2020, we all had access because of the 2003 FACT Act, or Fair and Accurate Credit Transaction Act, that went into effect in 2004. We have been able to get a free credit report from each of the three consumer reporting agencies, the main ones, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, every 12 months. We can get all three at once, we can get two at a time and one over here, and then or one at a time, but we can access that for free through annualcreditreport.com. Annualcreditreport.com. If you have not pulled your credit report there yet, please do so. It is your information. You want to make sure it is accurate. It does not include a credit score, if you're wondering. It's just a list of all the activities related to your credit accounts. Who you owe money to, the name of the lenders, when you open those accounts, what the original balances were, what the current balances are, what the current status is if you're paying on time, or if you've had any late payments and how late, 30 days, 60, 90, so forth. You want to make sure that all that information is accurate. So that was before 2020, actually before April of 2020. Starting in April, all the way through the end of 2020 and even through April of 2021, we now can get a free credit report from the same place, annualcreditreport.com, every week, once a week. It never has and never will hurt your credit rating to check your own credit report through annualcreditreport.com. That is, you're not applying for any new loans, you're just checking your report. No effect whatsoever. It'll be listed on what's called the soft or passive income or inquiry section. That's just so you know who's looking at your report, or you can go back and say, oh, I looked at my report on this date and that date and this date and that date, but it's not a factor in your credit scores. All the way, again, from now all the way through April of 2021, you can check your credit report for free, and I highly recommend that you do so. When you do that, do shred it or don't download it. It's sensitive information. You don't want to have a whole bunch of credit reports lying around that you've printed and throw them in the garbage can and put it out on the sidewalk and have a dumpster diver go through and find your credit information. Shred it, or just don't even print it, and then delete it from your computer. What if you do want to access your credit scores, not just your credit report? Well, before 2020, you would have to go through FICO.com, myFICO.com, and pay for it, either as a subscription or a one-time fee, anywhere $20 per score or $30 or $40 a month. That's how you get your actual FICO scores. There are some places that will provide you a free FICO score. FICO being the most common credit score used in lending decisions in this country, but VantageScore also is starting to grow in popularity among lenders. Not so much in mortgage lender loans at all, but it is starting to grow. You can get these scores for free from certain places, certain providers, without having to join a membership even or pay for a service or anything like that. I actually have I've done a different webinar, MoneyFit Live. You can find it in our archive section at moneyfit.org/live-archive. You'll find, look under there for where to get your free credit score. But for an example, you can go to Experian.com, sign up for their free credit report and score service, and every 30 days you can get access to your report and to a FICO score, which is great. And it's one of the very few places you can get a free FICO score without having to sign up for any service or membership. Most score places you can go, like creditkarma.com or creditsesame.com, or Wallet Hub and WisePiggy. Most of those are going to be Vantage scores, or mint.com. Those are all going to be Vantage scores, which can be helpful. You're looking mostly for patterns in your credit score. If your credit score is going along as you expect, great. But if all of a sudden it dips unexpectedly, you want to immediately access your credit report to see what just happened. Did I miss something on my score, or on a payment, or did somebody use my account fraudulently? You just want to be aware of that. So do watch for that. 2020, after COVID, nothing's really changed as far as accessing your credit score. Your credit score is really not meant for consumers, for us as consumers. It's a tool for lenders. The report is important to us as consumers because it can affect our score, and it can affect our ability to get affordable insurance policies, or to get a job, to qualify for an apartment. Our credit score is trying to predict the likelihood of us, how likely we are to miss payments in the future. It's not really meant for us. In fact, it wasn't even until about 2000 that we could even start accessing our own free credit score. It's really for lenders. So there's really no reason for the consumer reporting agencies or FICO or Vantage Score to increase access to our free scores. But you can, as I mentioned, you can go to NerdWallet, Credit Sesame, nav.com, Credit Karma. There are dozens of places, scores of places that you can go to get your free credit score. Okay, what is it that you can do then? What do you do? I recommend, one, pull your free credit report now, annualcreditreport.com. Check through it, make sure it's accurate. You want to dispute any errors on there. And you also, I would highly recommend that you consider freezing your credit. What you can do is you go to each of the three consumer reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion.com, and right on their homepage, there'll be listed a link to Credit Freeze Center, or freeze your credit report. Your credit will still build. You can still build your credit. You can still use your credit cards. But when you freeze your credit report, and it's free as of 2018 law, you can freeze it and thaw it, and freeze it and thaw it, and freeze it and thaw it. What used to cost $6 or $10 or more each time you did it, now you can do for free as many times and as often as you want. It simply means that when when a lender receives an application for an account, and they go to check your credit, they're not going to be able to do that unless you thaw it or unfreeze it, however you want to say. You can thaw it temporarily, so that you apply for a home loan. Let's say you apply for a home loan, and you know that they're going to pull your credit report on the 3rd. Well, you just set it to refreeze on the 5th. Does it automatically. So the great thing about a credit freeze, it's not guaranteed, but the great thing about it is, even if a hacker has got your name, your full name, your date of birth, your social security number, your place of residence, all that information, and they apply for a loan in your name so they can spend money in your name, that lender is not going to give them or open an account if they can't access your credit. So it's really a nice security measure for you as a consumer, for us, to keep our credit as safe as possible. And I highly recommend you consider doing that. You can, as I say, you can unthaw it. Let's freeze it. You can freeze it and thaw it as often as you want. Okay, what do you do longer term? What are some of the things you do longer term? One, make sure that you're making your payments on time every month, in full, for all your bills and credit accounts, so that nothing goes to collections. Two, pay down your balances as much as you can. The lower your balances, the better. The further you are away from your credit limit or from your original balance on car loans, home loans, the better. Don't close old accounts if you don't need to, or if they're not charging you fees, or if they're not causing headaches to you. Just leave them be. Let them stay open every couple of years, 3 years, 4 years. Make a purchase on them to keep them active or keep them reporting. That can help build your credit. And don't apply for a lot of new credit in short periods of time. Except a home loan or car loan where you're shopping around for the best deal, where you can do that within about a week or two. Otherwise, don't apply for more than 1 or 2 accounts a year typically. You can apply for others and still have excellent credit, more than 2 a year. But by the time you're applying for 3, 4, 5, each time you apply, it can drop your score 1 or 2 percentage points, which is anywhere from 5 to 10 points on the 550-point spread of the FICO scores. If you found anything of benefit, you learned something new, please click the like button on our YouTube page here. Click subscribe so that we can let you know of upcoming webinars, and so that it also lets YouTube know that this information is helpful and they should be sharing it with other subscribers. If you would like a certificate of completion, you can go to moneyfit.org/live, and you'll enter in your name, how you want it on your certificate. You'll enter in your email address, where you want it sent, and you'll choose the credit and COVID-19 webinar from November 2020. It'll then ask you for the passcode, which is Corona19. No capital letters, all lowercase, no spaces, no dashes, dots. CORONA19. Click submit. Certificate will be on its way in your inbox within a matter of a minute. If you have any questions or problems with that, or if there's anything else we can do for you, please use that phone number down there. Give me a call, send me an email. Happy to hear from you, provide any kind of service or resources we can to help you out. Otherwise, have yourself a great day. I wish you all the best.